Thank you everyone for joining us today. As I said, my name is Craig Gear. I'm the CEO of the Older Persons Advocacy Network. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land that we are meeting on today, the Widjuk people on what will always be Noongar land. We are very grateful to the traditional custodians, not only for us being able to meet here today, but also the fact that they've been watching over the land for centuries and for their resilience, community and cultural care of their elders, past, present and emerging. Their knowledge and respect for elders is something that we can learn about and transfer across to the rest of Australian society. For people who aren't aware, the Older Persons Advocacy Network, or OPAN, delivers the National Aged Care Advocacy Program through its 9 member organisations. These member organisations have been delivering aged care advocacy for over 25 years. Coming together in 2017 under the OPAN banner has provided an opportunity for national consistency and for improving the access for older people to information, education and individual advocacy support. Some of these members, if we can get them here. No? They are with us in Adelaide, South Australia, ACT, Canberra, and in Sydney. We also know that our members from Queensland, Melbourne, and other locations are joining us online. There they are. Fantastic. Plus around about another 390 people who have joined us on the webinar today. And we'll get back to our presentation. Thanks, guys. People often ask me, what is aged care advocacy and why is it important? The videos and training that we're launching today will demonstrate the value of advocacy and how to access an advocate through OPAN's extended hours 1800 700 600 line. But the reality of the work that we do was brought home to me this morning when I received information about a current caller to OPAN. A daughter caring for her mother with worsening dementia had rung our line distraught. She was exhausted, frustrated, and wanted someone to help her get better supports from her mother's aged care provider. She was receiving a level 2 care package, but was on the waiting list for a level 4, and her mother had been assessed for that. She was at her wit's end. As a single mum, she had cut back her work hours to care for her mum. She was very frustrated about being handed around the system. She didn't want to make a formal complaint. She wanted help to act. OPAN advocates through Elder Rights Advocacy in Victoria have stepped in, and they're currently providing help to give her increased options, increased supports, and to liaise with the aged care provider for her. This family's experience is why it's important for aged care workers, service providers, and the community to know where to turn to when issues arise for aged care and for older people. OPAN's Talk to Us First training highlights the ways in which aged care advocates can help and how they can empower older people to raise issues for themselves and resolve those issues for themselves. At OPAN, we believe having access to information, education and individual support is not just a privilege, but it is a right for being a senior person living in Australia. The current charters of aged care rights and the user rights principles point to this. OPAN hopes that in the single charter of aged care rights, this will also be reflected. The OPAN Talk to Us First aged care advocacy training also assists aged care providers. We know that there are times when the delivery of aged care may inadvertently not go as well as planned. There can be times when the best intentions may not meet the expectations of consumers and their families. And this is where OPAN and aged care advocacy can help. Standard 6.3 in the new aged care quality standards importantly talks about support for consumers, their families, friends, carers and others, and helping them to provide feedback and to make complaints, as well as increasing the focus on actually encouraging this type of feedback. Informing consumers and staff of how to access aged care advocacy is a key tranche in assisting you to evidence your meeting of Standard 6.3. Talking to us first at OPAN can often reduce the need for or the severity of formal complaints to the Aged Care Complaints Commissioner and to the new Quality and Safety Commission. Providing access to aged care advocacy is not something you should be fearful of. It makes good business sense. It helps consumers and their families to raise and resolve concerns before they escalate and to feel supported by you when they do formalise a complaint. So my call out to aged care providers today is twofold. To make people aware of the availability of aged care advocacy as part of your ongoing support of consumers, and two, to promote and facilitate your staff accessing the Talk to Us First training. It's on the Altura learning platform, and there will shortly be a link on the OPAN website. Now bringing us back to that call from that lady this morning. The daughter is, right at this moment, doing an amazing job of looking after her mother in the community. She's helping her remain in her home, and that's where her mother feels safe. But the daughter herself spoke of the stress and pressure that carer role can place you under. She identified herself, really at no fault of her own, that there was an increased risk of elder abuse. Without the right advice, individual advocacy support and wraparound respite, she's identified her concern of what might understandably happen in the future. This is why we're asking Minister Wyatt to launch the OPAN National Elder Abuse Prevention and Advocacy Framework today, alongside the Talk to Us First aged care worker training. The framework highlights OPAN and its members' current and previous work in elder abuse prevention, education and support. It also provides a blueprint as we roll out further supports in a nationally consistent manner. As my caller this morning demonstrates, elder abuse can be identified and can come to us from anywhere within the health, human services and aged care sector. At OPAN, we provide a no wrong door approach to accessing advice and support to prevent elder abuse, as well as collaborating with others, providing longer term and more intensive case support. Dr. Kate Barnett and Deirdre Timms will speak more on the framework and OPAN's work in this area. For now, I'd like to thank the Minister for Senior Australians and Aged Care, the Honourable Ken Wyatt, AM MP, for agreeing to launch these vital training and individual advocacy tools. I would also like to thank Ken for his ongoing commitment to older people in Australia and to providing quality aged care, and also for the support you give us at OPAN. Thank you, Minister, and we'll still provide a brief intro to our training work. Thank you.